The cliff and the echo. The wind howled against the jagged rocks, and the waves crashed violently against the cliff below. Alone, a man stood on the precipice, staring out into the vast, unforgiving expanse of the sea. His thoughts, clouded with frustration and anger, churned just as fiercely as the waters beneath him. This was a place he came to often, when the world became too much, when the weight of his regrets and mistakes seemed to bury him. The cliffs were his refuge. But today, something was different. Today, the air felt heavier. With a clenched fist, the man shouted into the abyss. His voice, full of bitterness, echoed across the vastness, a cry for release, for understanding, for something to ease the ache inside. "I am not weak," he roared. A moment passed, the kind that hangs in the air like a breath caught in time. Then it came, the response. "I am not weak." The voice from the cliffs mocked, the exact same words reverberating back to him, but colder, sharper, more accusing. The man's heart clenched, his eyes narrowed. It couldn't be. He looked around, searching the rocky outcrop, as if the echo itself had a face, one that dared to mock him. He was certain no one else was here. Just him. Just his frustration. The echo rang again, louder this time, more insistent. "I am not weak." A searing rage flooded through him. How dare the cliff speak to him like that? He had come here for solace, for peace, not to have his pride trampled by some cruel reflection of his own words. "Stop it!" he shouted, his voice trembling with the heat of his anger. "You think you can insult me? You think you can make me feel small? I will not be mocked." The echo responded immediately, repeating his words with a chilling precision. "I will not be mocked." His chest tightened. The echo, the sound of his own voice, was turning his own insecurities back at him, like a weapon. It was as though the cliff itself had turned against him, holding up a mirror to his soul, showing him only the sharp edges of his own anger. The man's breath grew shallow, his fists balled at his sides. He couldn't take it anymore. He turned, ready to leave, but then he stopped. The realization hit him like a wave crashing over his head. This wasn't an insult. This wasn't the cliffs mocking him. It was his own mind. The very words he had shouted into the void were the ones he had been saying to himself all along. His insecurities, his doubts, his self-hatred had always been there, echoing back at him from every corner of his life. He had only been hearing what he'd already believed. And that's when it clicked. For years, he had been running from this moment, the moment where he would have to face himself. He had thought that the world, the people around him, were the ones who were tearing him down. But it wasn't them. It was him. He had cursed the echoes for revealing the truth he was too afraid to confront. The winds died down, and for the first time in what felt like forever, the man felt the weight lift from his shoulders. It wasn't the echo that needed to change. It was him. With newfound clarity, he turned back to face the cliffs, his voice softer now. "I am not weak," he whispered, the words no longer a challenge, but a quiet affirmation. The cliffs, in return, echoed back the same. "I am not weak." A moment of silence followed, and in that silence, he found the peace he had been searching for. The man had learned that the echoes of the world were not his enemies, but reflections of his own heart. And once he had the courage to face them, they no longer had the power to hurt him. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help our channel grow.